Hello, YNABers. My name is Jesse Meekum, and this is podcast number 37 for You Need a Budget, where we teach you 4 rules to help you stop living paycheck to paycheck, get out of debt, and save more money. Today, I want to talk about what YNAB is. We have just come off of our biggest launch ever of YNAB 4. I would call it a success. I made some pretty big mistakes over the last year and made some mistakes specifically with the launch. Biggest mistake was just not waiting until the iPhone app was ready. Taylor disagrees with me. He thinks it was fine to get it in people's hands faster. Android people are having fun with it. It just caused too many, for me, it was just too much of a headache. We should have just waited. I mean, we've delayed the launch, not delayed. We wanted to launch it a lot faster than we did, and that's always the case with software. Anyway, so I learned that I would have waited and just had everything in a row. We took a risk. It wasn't a risk worth taking. That's pretty much what I've determined. I also learned that we need to be better about being brutally honest. I don't intend to deceive. I'm pretty honest at heart. Like, I don't have a desire to trick people. But I was thinking about this, and I actually wrote about that in a fairly big thread on our forums all about the iPad and what the status is there. But I was just talking about how we need to be brutally honest with people. And it's not something you want to do. When someone writes in and says, hey, it would be great if you could add this feature, and let me explain it to you, and they're really excited, and then you listen to their feature, and it's okay, or it's horrible, or it's awesome, or it makes really good sense for them, but you see all of the users and you say, well, that won't make sense for all of the users or 90% of the users. And every feature you add automatically makes every new feature you add more difficult, period. It's feature overhead. And so we worry about that, but users don't feel that when they write in and tell us their great idea. And so we never want to be dismissive to people. And so we would say, well, that's great. We'll look into that, or that's a great suggestion. We'll see if we've got time for that, or something like that. When, as I'm writing the support response, I'm actually thinking, I don't think we'll ever do this. And I don't want to be mean about it. I don't want to just say, hey, thanks for your idea, but heck no, So I got to craft a way of saying, we really appreciate it, which I do. And a lot of feedback we've gotten has been implemented into the software, to be honest. But 1% of it, 2%? I mean, if you guys saw how many requests we got and then what actually could get put in or we wanted to put in, it would surprise you. So being brutally honest in that regard means just saying, hey, we appreciate your feedback. This will likely not make it into the software. And not say, this will likely not make it into the software anytime soon, but say, this will not make it into the software. So that's something else I learned about being brutally honest. I also realized that we don't have to give a timeline on an estimated date on when we'll launch a new product, but we should have said, and it would have cleared up a lot of stuff for a lot of people, we should have said CloudSync will be part of a paid upgrade. We knew it would be. We were trying to not disclose anything about YNAB 4, and we wanted to do that to avoid what happened with YNAB 3, where it just didn't go well at all. We were totally under the gun because we'd given a public date. It was not fun, not recommended by any stretch. So we went the other way completely, let the pendulum swing, and we got to a point where we said, well, we're not going to mention anything about YNAB 4. It'll be a complete surprise. And I think people were starting to deduce from the lack of updates to YNAB 3 that a bigger update was coming, or in this sense, a major upgrade. So we didn't say anything. I would do it differently going forward. I'd say, hey, I know a lot of you guys are waiting for CloudSync, just to let you know, when it does come out, we don't know when, but when it does, it will be part of a paid upgrade. That will, we'll have a grace period for people that purchased 6 months before. But again, we don't know when it will come out. Because the question next would be, well, when will it be? So I can time my purchase. Anyway, we've tried to be understanding, and I've tried to really hear what people are saying and understand it and improve YNAB as a business. And I think we will. I feel last week was brutal for me, probably the worst week of work I've ever had. And it was just stressful. And I felt like I was learning with a fire hydrant, like just trying to drink from that stream that's just pretty much knocking me off my feet. So I heard a ton of feedback, so a lot positive, way more positive than negative. But some of the negative feedback, I really tried to read again and again and think, okay, what am I supposed to learn from this? How can I change things? what can I do going forward? So I took copious notes, and we'll definitely have some stuff that we'll do going forward that will make YNAB better. One of the negative feedbacks that came up, they said, hey, Jesse, forget about the podcast, forget about the email course you send, and focus on your product. And I was thinking about that. I thought, I've probably done something wrong here. If this person, who actually gave some fantastic feedback, by the way, if this person thinks that the product is the software, that it is true that that's how we make money, but the product is the method. That is what YNAB is all about. If we remove the method, then I would be competing in a sea of other personal financial management packages. I'd be competing with Quicken, Moneywell, iBank, Mint, Ace Money, Money Dance, Budgetable. Bucks for, I think, is gone. Used to compete with Wasabi. They didn't make it, unfortunately. And we just be like everyone else. The method is what differentiates us. We're an education company that sells software to implement what we teach. And I think that was the big point for me, was just I need to communicate the method more. This is my job. That's why I do this podcast, is to talk to people about changing their behavior, changing how they do things so that they find contentment with their money, so they can find some peace. And it doesn't mean you're making more money. It doesn't mean that you're suddenly just this savvy financial advisor. All it really means is you're aware, and you are choosing to do with your money what you really want it to do. Your money is in line with your values. The 4 rules help you manage your cash flow in such a way that that is possible. Until next time, follow YNAB's 4 rules and you will win financially. You have not budgeted like this.